Welcome everyone to the Side Drive Podcast, and we're back to NASCAR Cup Series racing. Today we had what is known as the Busch Clash, or Crash, whatever way that you want to see it. My name is Adam Hurst. I'm here with my dad, Steve Hurst, and we're going to take you through this race. And boy, it was something.
It was totally different with it.
Yeah, so first off, Newman was on pole because of a random draw, and Brad Keselowski was on the outside of him. Ryan Newman would lead the first lap, and then Martin Truex Jr., he would form the outside line, power through. He would take the lead for a couple laps.
Yeah, it really seemed like the Toyotas were really handling very well out there in the pack, and you can really tell a lot of difference with Denny Hamlin's car, and they could really make some big moves out there.
And then we kind of had a train for quite a while. The Chevy / Hendrick cars, they were trying to do something on the bottom, but they just really couldn't get that going. It just was really slow compared to the lead pack. Then
I call it the money train because Brad, he was out front leading with the money line car, and that seemed like kind of, once they all went to the top, that's kind of what it was like. And the second pack, they just, really just kind of stayed there, just kind of cruised.
Yeah, Truex led that pack for quite a while up until we got some debris on the grill, and he would have to go to the back to get that cleaned off. So Brad led the money train.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you're leading the race like that, and all this stuff just sucks the grill, and you can't really get it off unless you go behind another car. And so you really don't want to take that lead away, but I guess if you want to give up the lead, Daytona's a place to be because you can eventually work your way back.
Yeah, and Truex, I don't think he ever got back to the lead. He got pretty close.
No, him and Denny tried to make some moves back here, but they just jumped back in line and followed the leader.
Yeah, and the lead pack, they would pit all of them except for Newman. They would pit before the mandatory caution came out at lap 25, and then
I really thought the second pack would, they had a little bit of distance back here. I thought the second pack would probably jump in there first, but it was actually the first pack that jumped in.
Yeah, so when we were during that pit cycle, Eric Almirola, he would have a penalty because his pit crew was over the wall too soon. And then we'd be going back to racing, Keselowski versus Hamlin. All those cars that stayed out, I guess you could call it a stage, but wasn't really a stage. It was just a caution that stayed out after that caution. They would pit. So it'd be Keselowski versus Denny Hamlin. They would battle out just for a little bit. That Keselowski would ultimately win that battle. And then we're back to the train.
Back to the train. Yeah, Brad, he was really showing some good moves out there. Showing he can lead the pack and just pretty much, just lead the way.
Yeah, a lot of trains in the first half of this race, and
pretty calm.
And everyone thought, oh, we're just going to ride the train until last 2 laps maybe, and then something would happen. But then we saw a pit strategy going on with the Hendrick, the Chevy cars and all of them, and plus Joey Logano. They was on this fuel mileage run. They're going to try to make it the rest of the way, and I was like, well, that's interesting. It's not necessarily the most entertaining Daytona race, but it's very interesting to see if they could have pulled it off. But
it's very unusual to try to save fuel at Daytona, but that's why they're trying to stay in the back of the pack, because you can you run less throttle and save some fuel. But once that lead pack pitted, and that kind of strategy went out the window.
Yeah, the Fords and the Toyotas, they would eventually run them down by like 18 seconds. They would finally catch up to the Chevys and Joey Logano, and then that's when it all started going downhill.
Yeah, because the ones that pitted, they was a little faster because those were still on fuel saving mode, and I believe Joey's just trying to slow them down some, put on the block with Kyle Busch, and it kind of didn't work out too good.
No, it did not, and that took out a lot of people. It took out Kyle Busch, Keselowski, or it took out Kyle Busch and Keselowski. They're pretty much done. Keselowski was very frustrated, and then Joe Logano, he was pretty much taken out of contention, but
he continued on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Brad, he's had a really tough weekend so far. He's hit a pole, messed up his car. Now he's run to a bush that caused him to hit the wall. So one left thing for him to hit is Victory Lane. So we'll see if he can do that in the 500.
Yeah, and let's hope if he does, he doesn't hit something on the way there, because it's been a tough weekend so far for Brad, or tough speed weeks, and we got 2 more races to go through. We got the duels on Thursday, and we got, of course, the big race, the Daytona 500 on Sunday. So
very exciting week.
That's either 2 chances at redemption or 2 more races to crash in. But, he's only wrecked one race, but hit a pole in practice. That's not a very good sign for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, we got 2 more races to go this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully have better luck there.
This goes from the last Daytona, where Brad was frustrated at William Byron during practice, and then got into a incident during that race. So a lot of bad things has happened at Daytona for Brad. Maybe he'll finally get that 500 win.
Maybe so.
But yeah, so we thought.
I hope this ain't what the Daytona 500 is going to look like.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, this race was really funny, really hilarious, because we're not done yet. On the restart, Denny Hamlin had some damage on that previous wreck, and was all like, what's he going to do? But on the restart, William Byron and Ryan Newman, they just got squirrely. I don't know if there was oil on the track. I don't know what happened.
Some cars will spin the tires.
But they just lost it, and that took out, William Byron, of course, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch, Clint Boyer, Larson, and Bowman. Other drivers like Harvick, they got some damage from that. Kurt Busch got major damage. I don't know. It's just one of those.
It's kind of a weird thing because, Ron Blaney got hit in the side, but he continued on. I believe Denny Hamlin should have pitted right there. I believe in the earlier crash, he had some damage in that right rear. I was afraid he was going to blow a tire. So.
Well, guess what? He did. Yeah, so next restart, Denny Hamlin battling Chase Elliott for the lead. And Denny Hamlin would spin, collecting Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch again, Erik Jones, Aric Almirola, Clint Boyer. That pretty much sealed the deal for all our picks and fast picks, including all of our Twitter people who submitted their picks. And
Yep, pretty much took out anybody left in the field.
Yeah. With that, it was just Denny Hamlin just blew a tire, and there he went.
Yeah. I believe his tire was going to get slack there and just kind of got real loose and spun around in front of the whole field, which was what was left of the field. And, Jimmy had nowhere to go, and, Blaney had nowhere to go. And it's just, when somebody spins in the front, it just causes chaos through the whole field.
And then next restart, we had a couple Chevys left. We had Kyle Larson out there. Chase Elliott was out there. Aric Almirola was still out there. No, he got in the previous wreck. A couple people were left. Erik Jones. And so we have another wreck.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good chance for Chase Elliott. He's really good at the restrictor plates, and I thought this would be a good chance for him to get up there and lead the race. Really awesome looking car. I like the green and black look. And it didn't look too pretty after this.
Yeah. So Chase had a flat from the previous wreck, had to come get that in, so he lost the lead. But only put him like the 4th or 5th because everyone else is out. And so he was making his way there. He was about to make the move for the lead. Kyle Larson put on a late block, and then all that happened again. Chase Elliott, Larson, Erik Jones.
Yeah.
A lot of people were already out. I believe at this point it was the only car out there was Austin Dillon with no, not a lot of damage. I mean, I think he had like paint scrape or something on it, but that was it. And so everyone else was pretty much wrecked. And
I believe that was a very, very stupid move by Larson. I don't know if he's got loose or just trying to block Chase Elliott. I believe Chase Elliott had the momentum to pass him. And, to run him down to the line like that, and he got nowhere to go. And this is a stupid move. You can't race like that at speedways, and the blocking just kind of sucks here.
Yeah, it looked kind of similar to what happened with Logano and Kyle Busch. I know we didn't really get too much into that, but it looked like, like Logano blocked Kyle Busch, and that's what happened there. And then, if you're in the position of Kyle Busch or Elliott, there's nothing really you can do, because if you hit the brakes, then you're going to get spun by the guy behind you. So I don't know what they can do about the blocking. It's just going to be.
You go back to where Logano and Busch was. I believe Busch had a big head of steam from Denny Hamlin. And Busch really didn't have anything to do to stop or slow down, because he's got the momentum. And once Joey goes up and he's trying to move down a little bit, and he just kind of caused that incident. And then, like Kyle Larson, he could have stayed up a little bit and just try to race his way back around him. But I believe Larson didn't really have a fast car to really continue.
Yeah, I believe he had some damage, but then after that, it would be Ryan Newman in second place with damage. Austin Dillon had no damage at this point. And then Clint Boyer was in third, and he had been up out of shape race car.
Yeah, spoiler was bent in the right rear, and so I mean, he might be fast in the straightaway, but the other damage he really couldn't do much.
Then Denny Hamlin, he was still out there, but he was 2 laps down, or at least a lap down.
Yeah, I wonder why didn't he come back out? He ain't gonna win this race, but he showed us why he come back. And
he went out there as moral support for Erik Jones, and it worked. It worked a lot.
As a move of the race.
And the move of the race was a lap down car helping his teammate, who the teammate had a big giant hole in the front end.
Yeah, he had a bulldozer front end. I mean, he just like, I bet he knocked a real big hole in the air, didn't he?
Yeah. And
zero downforce.
So, like, Ryan Newman, he took the lead. I don't know if he was either blowing up or because Austin Dillon tried to pass him underneath the yellow line. I don't know if that was why they were just so off the pace. And then there's like no cars left to help you with that. So,
with Denny and Erik Jones kind of hooked up together. And like Denny said, I want to push him into a wreck. I don't care. He's going to push him somewhere. So.
And with that, Erik Jones has won the 2020 Busch Clash. Congratulations, I guess.
for surviving the crash.
You survived, but really you didn't, because your car. I don't know. It was a wild race. It was definitely one that we'll remember for a long time. Maybe not for all the right reasons, but
I mean, should they rename this the Busch Crash?
Probably
instead of the Clash. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty calm through the whole race, and then the last 9 laps is just chaos.
Yeah. So again, congratulations, Erik Jones, Joe Gibbs Racing, still on point from last season, won the championship. If Denny Hamlin was on the lead lap, they would have finished 1-2.
Yeah. Man, it's a very interesting race. I don't know exactly how I want to feel about it. Well, it was kind of funny, and
yeah,
it was like, it's a lot of stuff going
on. That's my opinion on it, because like, first off we had the train, and that was train's never fun, because you're just waiting there, sitting on your phone, waiting for something to happen on the screen, playing Candy Crush or whatever game is out now. and just wait for something to happen. With that mandatory caution helps with that, and then we had the fuel strategy. Like I said before, it's not the funnest thing to watch, but as in like a strategy wise, it's interesting to see what these crews can do. Can they stretch it out, and can they do the impossible? And that was going to be interesting, and that would have been fun to watch if it would have stayed like that. But I don't think it would have went anywhere. But we got what we got. We got the Busch Clash parade.
Yeah, I was wondering if at the end they're just going to tell them to get out of the cars and just run to the finish line.
Do one lap around.
Yeah, just one lap around and see who finishes, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson was going to be a part of that. Who'd have won? Ran that marathon. Might have been practicing for that.
Well, that might have been fun too. Just watching them run. It might have been hitting each other and pointing each other too. So that'd been interesting. So
yeah. So overall thoughts on this race? What would you give it out of 10?
I don't know how to rate it. I mean, it's just. I mean, the way they was crashing and wrecking and tearing up cars, I'm like, oh man, it's just.
Out of the entertainment side, I would give that a solid 10 out of 10. But as a race fan, I would probably give that a low score, just because of all the crashing. Because it wasn't necessarily genuine racing, but on the entertainment scale, it's it's a funny race. It was one of those crap shows.
Yeah.
So
I'm wondering, they had Cole Custer and Christopher Bell and them up there with the spotters, kind of learn anything, and I'd like to know if they learn anything from this race.
I don't know, because maybe they learned how to not wreck. They saw all the ways to wreck, and now they're like, okay, let's not.
Okay, don't block.
Don't block. I mean, not blocking would be a good testament, I guess.
It's a good start.
Because that's what caused pretty much 100% of these wrecks. Someone, well, except for the restart wreck. That was just.
It was.
I don't even know.
It's a coincidence. I think there's still some fluid on the tracks, and they, for 2 or 3 cars to spin like that up on the high line, it's definitely got to be some kind of oil.
I think the current super speedway package is good. It's just these drivers have to adapt to how to race it. It's much different from what they're used to. Like when Brad Keselowski dominated every one of these races, he still dominated the race. He just got in the crash. I think he finally understands how to get to the front and to not put a block on anyone like that. But
yeah, to have such a strong car, he's real upset.
Yeah, but it was really cool to see a crashed race car win at Daytona. For some reason, it's always Erik Jones that wins in a crash race car at Daytona.
Can Lionel Racing make this car look exactly like that?
If they can, I want to get it.
Yeah,
and I want it.
Definitely.
I want it up here. I want it right there.
Yes.
Because this is, like I said, on the entertainment scale, very funny race. One of those memeable races for all the meme content creators in the NASCAR YouTube space. This is like a feast for them. As for those that like the old school super speedway racing, like the going from 17th to first in one lap, they're not necessarily going to like that, but overall it was a memorable moment to start the season. Hope the Daytona 500 is much different, but it was funny, so I'll give that.
Yeah, you can really tell they hadn't raced in 2 months.
Yeah, so
but it was fun. It was fun to watch.
It was a fun crash fest race. They made Wreckfest a real thing. So
yeah, so now I'm looking forward to seeing the duels and seeing what happens there. Will it be a clean race? Will it be more of chaos?
I think it's going to be different because of the whole point situation. Like we're actually going to have points and starting positions in the duels. I think there is stage points for that. So yeah, I think it's going to be calmer, but who knows? We might have even more Wreckfest than what we had today.
Yeah, could Alex Bowman and Ricky Stenhouse be worried about the duels and what could happen in there? And because since they're starting on the front row, so it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, so hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from us. I know today was a little bit different of a race review. It was a little bit different of a race, to be honest. But we're going to be covering the duels as well. Wednesday, we're going to have a NASCAR sponsor product review or taste test, I believe. So stay tuned on Wednesday for that. Thursday, we're going to have the duels review. And then Friday, we'll have our fast picks. And be sure you get your picks for the Daytona 500 ready so you can join our fast picks challenge. We had 2 to join for the Clash. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but
Thank them for playing along.
Yeah, thanks for playing along, and yeah, can't wait for get the next week started.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to rest Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll be back at it Wednesday. So be sure you subscribe, hit all the YouTube buttons, and we'll see you then.